mic's working. Alright, so I think my mic should be good. Everything seems to be connected. So in some of the videos that I recorded last week, some of the clips I mean, didn't get filmed or didn't get put on the video because the audio was missing, which is a little weird because I've never had that happen to me before. But luckily it wasn't all of them, and it wasn't the main ones that I wanted, so that's a good thing. But I just don't want that happening again. But what's up, YouTube? It's Friday. I'm shooting another video for you. As you can tell, your boy is layered up. I have a windbreaker on, and then I have a flannel, and then I have a shirt under, which right now it's about 70. It's gonna start dropping down to 60, and then probably tonight around 58, 50. So I'm a little layered up for the night, most likely. Right now it feels good. It still feels good with all this that I have on. It's not too hot, so, but I need to start taking precautions, make sure I don't get sick out here in the filthy streets. So we're on our way to meet up with some of the guys. I'm just gonna free for all it today. Don't have much to talk about. There was a guy that did comment on one of my last posts. I said, if you guys comment and ask questions, I'll put it in the video. So here is the question. I've been riding for about, so I started in 2020. I had a bike at 2018. 2019 I figured out that speed wasn't for me. I had a CBR 600RR, the 2015, but before that I had a 2008, I think that's what it was. I had a 2008 Yamaha YZF 600R, I think that's what they're called. They're called Thundercats. If you look it up, it's a carbureted bike. That's a 600. It's supposed to be more of a touring bike than it is a sport bike, but it still has a sport bike feel to it. It was carbureted though, but I never had problems with it. I owned it for about a year and a half or almost 2 years, and I've never had issues with it. I sold that, and then after that I didn't have a bike for a while, and then a couple of my buddies started buying bikes, so I was like, you know what, I think it's time for me to get another bike. And I ended up buying the CBR. I'll put a picture right now. And yeah, I bought a CBR. I was never a fan of going fast. I'm still like that even in cars. I don't really care to go fast. But since I had the bike to go a little faster, I mean, obviously, you know, CBRs, 600s aren't, you know, top dogs. They're a little under the 1000s. You know, 1000s is where it's at. But a 600 can still get down and dirty. So I realized pretty early on that speed wasn't for me. When I had my first 600, I never really did over 100. I always was under that. I should probably get off. I forgot that I don't have my other setup. I could probably ride highway. I just don't know how it would be. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna stay off. I know these things, you're not supposed to ride them too. You're not supposed to rev them out for too long. But there's gonna be traffic here in a little bit, so we'll let it slow down. And so back where I was at, I ended up getting a CBR 600RR, trying to keep up with the fast boys, and I never really liked it. For some reason, for me, that felt scary. Speed for me just felt like instant death, you know, like, you know, for the people that do it, it's sick of them. But for me, I just, you know, I didn't feel like it was a need for me to go fast, and having that much power always wanted me to go faster. And then when I rode with people that had 600s, I felt like I was the slowest one. I should probably pass these two guys. Probably gonna start cutting through the line. I'm being a good civilian right now. But yeah, I started riding with other 600s, and man, I felt like a lamer, dude. I didn't like going fast, man. So they would always have to wait for me. They'd be doing zoomies and stuff, and I didn't like that, man. I just thought it was so dangerous. Knowing that I do wheelies now, ridiculous of me. But I guess you pick your own danger, right? For me, wheelies feels more safer. We're going a lot slower. We're not impeding traffic, like as in going through traffic like this. But we're gonna cut through all this traffic. Let's see what we got here. Hopefully this ain't a cop. It's not. Oh, I'm still recording. Let's go, baby. Yeah, so I don't know. I just felt lame. So I was getting bored of just riding by myself and just riding slow in general. You know, there wasn't much to it other than doing laps around my city and doing like an hour there, an hour back. And I couldn't really find people that would want to cruise the way I cruise. So I bought me a Grom, and the Grom, I started kind of looking into stunt riding, just because I like the fact that we're going slower. I didn't have to keep up with nobody, you know, and I could take my time. So I bought a Grom. I started learning. I didn't know anybody in the stunt world. I didn't even know Kansas City had a stunt scene for a whole year. It took me a year to learn how to wheelie at least. And I learned by myself. There is a video, if you go down, where I posted my first stunt walk, and it was completely different than the one I go to where everybody goes to, because I didn't know where everybody was at. It's so hard to find stunt riders when you're not in the scene and you don't know about them, because they change spots frequently, because one, they get kicked out, two, they're trying to be more low-key, so they're not always trying to pick the same spots, you know, even though they still kind of do, but only we know the spots. So like, if I know they meet up at this gas station, next week we might switch it up and go to another gas station that we normally go to. So I didn't know where the hell they met up, and eventually I saw a flyer on Facebook. There was a ride here in Kansas City, and I was just like, dude, no freaking way. And me and my girlfriend, at the time, we were both into bikes. She had gotten the Grom, I still had the CBR, and I had a sick ass wrap on it. I had a chrome chameleon wrap on it. It was so sick. It was so baller too. I wish I learned how to stunt ride on that thing. But ended up finding the pack, and I became friends with one or two of the guys, and then they would kind of tell me where they meet up and stuff, and eventually I started finding them. And hold on, boys. Yeah. Alright, GoPro's recording, boys. Sheesh! I thought this whole time my GoPro was on, but the battery had died on it. Which is crazy, because it only lasted for like an hour. 30 minutes worth of footage. But, man, I feel like I'm doing a story time with that one comment, but I only got that one comment, so might as well make it last and make it a topic for the video. I don't remember where I left off. I think I left off where I found the group and I started riding with them, and that one year that I wasted by myself, I probably, since I started riding with a pack and like going to the lot with all these good guys, you know, that were really good at the time when I first started, I progressed in like 2 months, man, and I started doing some like stand-ups. I got a handbrake, you know. When I was at the lot by myself for that 1 year, I was just learning balance point. I didn't even know how to get out of second or first, I mean. So I was just doing first gear foot drags for 1 year. It took forever on the ground. I ended up selling my actually I bought a 636 after I learned on a Grom, and then I switched over to the 636, and I started getting comfortable with that thing. And I think you guys know the story, I've told it before. I've never trusted that bike. It was a 05, 06. Never trusted it, man. So I wanted something newer. I still had my CBR, never rode it. It just sat there, collected dust. Because when you get into wheelies, man, that's all you want to do. And yeah, I ended up trading it for the FZ I currently have, and I've had it for about 3 years now. And that's the story she wrote. Ever since then, this past year, I've been trying different bikes. I've been trying different stuff, just because I want to switch it up a little bit. It gets kind of boring. It gets a little boring doing riding the same bike. You know, it's still fun, but you need to try some new stuff, because then you get stuck. Look at my boy. The worst injury that I've ever had has been, look, Austin's out here dragging. I remember he was like, bro, scrapes aren't even that cool. Look at him now, scraping. You just gotta do it. You don't know if you like it until you do it. But the worst injury I've had was probably this last time that I wrecked. The first time, I wrecked 2 times in the same way. My bike shut off on me. I went over the bars. One was at the lot, so it wasn't as bad. I did mess up the same leg, same foot that I messed up on the first time. But that one took me out for about 3 days, where I had to stay in bed because I couldn't really walk. My ankle was bruised. I think I broke my pinky toe. So the pinky toe right here, I think I broke it. I'm saying I think because I never went to the hospital, which I know I should, but I didn't feel like I was that bad that I needed. The pain was going away, the swelling was going down, and either way, when you break a toe, they can't really do much for it other than give you pain meds and a big ass bill. And I messed up my shoulder really bad. Until this day, it's still not the same. I can't lay on it. I had a bunch of road rash, so I think that one by far was the worst one. At least it took me out for a while. I don't remember the actual fall, just because I was I think I got a concussion, man. I just remember getting up because they were trying to tell me to get up, and then I got on at 110 and rode home. And then my family took care of me for the weekend. Luckily, it happened on a Friday, so I had Saturday and Sunday to kind of recoup. I still went into work Monday, and I was in pain that whole week, man. But yeah, that was by far my my most painful, most brutal one that I've had. I've had other falls about the same. I just didn't get hurt. I would just get road rash or bruised, and that's it. But this one actually took me out for a little bit. Going now. Gordon. Sheesh. Sheesh. My guy Gabe is a stunt rider now, boys. Look at him go. He's getting the FZ wobbles because he's not far back enough. You learn as you go, bro. I know you're probably gonna watch this video. You gotta be further back and it won't wobble. You got it. Looking good. Hey, I scraped it. Huh? I scraped it. What? I scraped it.
Oh, you did?
That's so far back with, yeah, with these, yeah.